Good to have you with us on the Friday edition of the South African Morning Now. We all know South Africa prides itself on the principles of non-sexism and promotion of equal representation of men and women. But, and there is a but, a report says that women's voices are barely heard in media coverage of election. Well, Media Monitoring Africa is reporting that the share of voices remains largely unequal. Let's find out just how unequal. That is Media Monitoring Africa researcher. It is Lister Namumba-Rikhotso joining us to unpack this. Morning to you, Lister. It's always a pleasure speaking to you and your organization. Let's hold a mirror up, if we can, to media. Why are we seeing and hearing less voices, female voices, when it comes to matters of national importance, do you think?
Good morning, Gareth. Thank you so much for having me. So you are right. Our report reveals that women are speaking less and less in coverage of the local government elections. Hello?
Lister, I'm still here. Carry on. Carry on.
All right. Sorry. I thought I lost you there for a bit. So I was going to say that this is not something that is special to these elections, because each and every election that we've monitored, we've seen that women speak at around 20%. But in this interim report that we just released, women spoke at 19% in coverage, with men taking the majority 8%. So we have tried to look into why women are speaking less and less in coverage, but then it all boils down to the fact that the media is not accessing women candidates or the electorate who are supposed to be speaking in coverage. It could also be tied to the type of issues the type of topics that are being reported in the media. When you look at the topics that are reported in the media, you'll see that most of them are about political party campaigns, political party politics, or manifesto launches. And most of the leaders, the political party leaders that are, the political parties rather, that are being reported in the media are males, with fewer and fewer females being reported, and also fewer and fewer female issues, especially gender-based violence, where women should be able to speak. But then we could go on talking about reasons why women are not in the media. Our concern is just that the continued neglect of women's voices in issues of national importance, such as the local government elections, continues to perpetuate the stereotype that women are not enough important enough sources to be, or important enough citizens to speak in such issues.
And this is why I was so fascinated to have this discussion with you, Lister, because I'm trying to figure out, as the media, how do we fix this, though? Do you think it's something that the media is naturally slanted towards, or do you think there's a deliberate reasoning that we're not getting more women speaking about national issues? Or is this just a slant that maybe the media is just unaware of, that needs to be fixed, of course, but we're just unaware of?
So we have continuously made recommendations to the media on how they can access, or ensure that there's a lot more women speaking coverage. So each and every report that we publish, you will find at the end of it, we have a list of recommendations. And one of our recommendations is that the issues that are reported by the media should be diverse enough to allow for diverse voices, which includes women. But then one of the recommendations right now is that there are some political candidates who are females. I mean, last month, the ANC, for instance, the party that is receiving the biggest coverage share, announced that over 40% of their candidates were women. So why aren't those women speaking coverage? I mean, the media could make a deliberate effort to go and access those women. And also just the issues, other female candidates who are just not from the ANC, but from other political parties or independent. And also the other thing, like I said in the beginning, issues that are reported in the media should be diverse enough so that there are more women speaking. For instance, if you're going to talk about gender-based violence, for example, which affects mostly women or largely women in South Africa, then you can make a deliberate effort to go out, in communities and get the female electorates to speak on such issues. So it all goes down to what kind of deliberate efforts are put in place by the media, and also what are reported, so that to allow for that diversity.
I'm going to say thank you for the moment, Lister Namumba-Rikhotso. You've given us some food for thought as the media as well. We hold a mirror up to ourselves as to why that is. We're going to take a look at those recommendations. I'm sure if you want to take a look at those recommendations as well, as will I, as will my team, as I'm sure with the entire media industry from Media Monitoring Africa, excuse me, that we're seeing not nearly enough female voices in major issues being discussed by women in South Africa. Of course, we're going to look at that. My thanks to Lister Namumba-Rikhotso.